Haggerty Jones, and I'm strung out on Whippets. I've got a good and true story for you guys. These are so good, and tonight's story is no exception. It actually is I really deliberated whether I should tell a story or not because it paints me in a bad light, even though I didn't do anything wrong. But when I was taking creative writing in college, our professor told us, if you ever needed subject matter, just take any secret, deep, dark secret from your life and write about that. If it's a deep, dark secret, you don't want anybody to know about it, so chances are I'll make a really good story. This is kind of along those lines. All right, so for those of you who can remember as far back as high school, and for those of you who are especially familiar with playing sports in high school, in order to play sports, you probably had to pass a physical administered by the school doctor, who was probably some big, fat, old, white-haired, creepy dude in his own right. Well, and those physicals were a joke, you know, like you'd go down, they'd take your blood pressure, then there would be a little step ladder, you go up and down the step ladder, take your blood pressure again, and then, you know, turn your head and cough, and you're done. And then you go play your sport. In my case, it was basketball. So I missed the physical one year. I don't know why, but I did. This meant I had to get a note from my doctor and go to my PCP and get a physical from him. All right, no big deal. How bad could it be? All right, we'll call him Dr. Pervo. So you can see this one coming down Broadway already, all right? So my mom drives me to the doctor's. I must have been was JV basketball, so I was probably about 12 or 13. And she drives me to Dr. Pervo's office, and it's a pretty big office, and he was sitting at his desk, and I sat on the other side of his desk, and we were facing each other. My mother was sitting in the back of the room, onlooking. So Dr. Pervo was like, okay, you're here for a physical. I want you to stand up, turn around, pull your pants down to your ankles, pull your underwear down to your ankles, and bend over. And I'm like, what the fuck? That doesn't sound right. And he was serious. This wasn't a joke. So I'm like gorgonized. I'm like, I was expecting like, you know, plain vanilla, ABC 1, 2, 3, wham bam, I'm out of there. No, this is getting ready to be like alien anal probing. And I don't know what to do. So I turned to my mom, and I'm like, you might get me out of this, you know? I'm like, Mom, like, help me out here. And what does she fucking say or do? She says, well, I'm just going to sit in my chair, but I'll turn around and face the wall so I don't see anything. It's like, bail me the fuck out of this thing. This guy's a creep. This is wrong. So I have to play ball. I'm going along with it, okay? Because nobody's helping me out, and this guy really wants to crawl up in my asshole. So she turns around and faces the wall. I pull my pants down. I pull my underwear down. I bend over. And the good doctor, Dr. Pervo, proceeds to get into my anus. He didn't really penetrate it deeply. But what he did was he got in my anus with a instrument that doctors use, like ENT type doctors. They put it in your ear to check your ears. It's, you know, got a handle, and then at the top of it, it's like a 90-degree thing. It's like conical, and it's got a little light, and it goes in your ear. He was using that thing in my asshole. So he's in there for probably, I mean, this is crazy, because my mom's just feet away. And he was probably digging around in there for about a minute. So I'm just like, I'm actually beside myself now telling the story, because I really haven't. I told my family about it, the rest of my family, and I told my girlfriend about it. I'll tell you that'll be the end of the story. I'll tell you that in a minute. So after he's done doing that, he comes underneath with one of his hands, and he with his palm and his fingers, he cups my genitalia, the bottom of my scrotum, both of them. And he's kind of doing like one of these things, you know, and again, probably going at it for an inordinate amount of time with another person in the room, a third party, my mother, like very brazen. And So it was like a two-pronged attack. First the anus, and then he came in. It's like, why are you playing with my nuts? What does that have to do with me taking fucking jump shots? I'm going out for basketball, not gay porn. All right, so we drive home, and I'm pretty dejected. I've never been the brightest bulb in the pack. And as an adult, I'm pretty stupid even now. Sometime later, I was dating a girl named Shell, and she was a PA. And so she was pretty well established in the medical community. And I ended up telling her the story. And that just completely redirected our night. I mean, it was like a tipping point. she just said to me, she's like, are you crazy? Are you nuts? Like, you could have had that guy's license. Like, you got molested. You could have got his license. You probably could have got a lot more than that. You're an idiot. And I've kind of had to live with those things. I don't know what ever really became of the doctor. He was more like a pediatrician type doctor, dude, It was my, that might have been the last time actually that I saw him. But that's my story. I don't know how good it is. It's good in that it's probably interesting, and unfortunately it is true. Is this thing on? Alright, I'm going to go slam some more whippets. Till next time.